here's the format. We've got 10 speakers. I do not expect all of them to go up to the 10-minute limit. It's just going to be timed, and that's the hard limit. There will be an intermission after the 5th speaker. Everyone can get up, check the plumbing, refill your drinks. Again, since this is a bar, be on your best behavior. Y'all being great now. All I had to tell you was be quiet, and you were. The important thing about tonight is that there is a house rule for all IGDA Austin events. And it's going to sound silly. Don't ask anyone for a job. This is important. Please don't do that. It's not cool. And with that, I'm going to introduce our first speaker, who is definitely someone you want to know if you want to get a job in the game industry. Just don't try too hard. McShaffry.
I love talking over company.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah, if I start like really, it's the book.
Robin, we're going to stop you for just a second. Influx of people.
Come in.
Go back.
Come in.
Come in, man.
Don't leave.
Yes. Please take your seat. There's an aisle right there. There are no seats.
Wrap it up.
One more thing. This event is being filmed for the YouTubes. This is Amy. She is our goddess of photography for the evening. She will be running the video camera as well as running around taking still shots. Be aware of her. Robin.
Okay, so I hope to not go all the way to my 10 minutes because I hate getting cut off in the middle of talking, but I'm going to rant for as long as I possibly can. I even have my notes here and they're not even going to turn off or anything. So, but I'm going to provide information for all the rest of the speakers who are going to follow me because I'm going to ask you all a couple of questions. How many in this room are currently working for pay in the industry? Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you. Give me your business cards. How many in this room want to get a job in the industry? Another very good number. Thank you. Give me your resumes. All right. So, all your speakers, I hope you took note of those numbers so you know who you're talking to. Good. Now, my talk is how not to get an industry job. And I was going to throw a bunch of reverse psychology at you and go, you know, if you really want to fail at getting an industry job, you should really be insert bad word here. But I decided no, I would probably give it to you straight, no chaser, since we're all drinking beer and we should dispense with the confusing things. So, with that in mind.
Actually, Robin.
Nice. All right, so here we go. How not to get a job in the industry. And this applies not only to the vast majority of you who are working for pay in the industry, because there are a lot of people who are working not for pay in the industry. I'd like to point that out. But those of you who'd like to get in or are looking for your first job or who are interested in changing jobs or just would really like to develop your career in the game industry. My job is to help you develop your career in the game industry. My job is not to lure you away from the job that you have into a newer, better paying, wonderful, paradise of a new job. That's what you think, but it's wrong. I am here to help you develop yourselves, help you develop, give you the common sense stuff that people sometimes just forget to give you. So, your email address. Your personal email address. You don't want people emailing you. If you're going to be developing your career and talking to people about career type things, whether it's jobs or whether it's, how am I becoming a better artist or how can I become a better programmer, you need to have a personal email address. I'm sure everybody in this room has a personal email address. I really, really hope it's a personal email address that includes your name and not supersexyfox07@gmail.com. I really hope that's the case. supersexyfox07@gmail.com does not get a call from me. Because supersexyfox07@gmail.com didn't think that, well, he or she, I have no idea. He or she, because I haven't called him or her to find out, he or she made a number of assumptions by giving me that email address. One, they assumed that I would know who they were. No, I know a lot of people in this industry, and no, I don't know all of you. And, you know, supersexyfox07@gmail.com, dang. Oh, you've only had that email since 07, unless you just think 07 is your lucky number. So, you know, I can make certain assumptions about you that you probably don't want me to. So, rule number one, get a personal email address. Even that's all you use it for is the occasional email. Please get first name, last name at whatever.com, right? Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, I don't care, right? Something pleasant and non-offensive. Second, your website. Okay, so not everybody here has a personal website, and I get that. I don't have a personal website to speak of. My personal website is my professional website. My personal website is mary-margaret.com, which is totally all over my face. So those of you who do have personal websites, first of all, I encourage everyone in the game industry, since we are a creative industry, we are a, well, it's, you know, it's special, right? Everybody in this room gets that. Let's talk about it. Have a personal website. Talk about your work. Talk about what you're good at. Talk about, if you're a producer, talk about projects. If you're a designer, talk about designs. If you're an artist, show your art. If you're a programmer, well, talk about something interesting. No, seriously, have code samples, even though nobody's going to want to look at them. You know, practice your craft. And show people that you're practicing your craft, because that's the important thing is well, perception is very important, just like, you know, sexyfox07@gmail.com found out, and, or didn't, as the case may be. And, oh gosh, when did I start? How's my time? I've got 4? Darn, I went on way too long about emails. Email, website, professional, brief, non-offensive. Okay, website, one last thing on websites. Do not, and this goes for you artists, put pornography on your website. And you know I wouldn't say this unless somebody had done it. And I'm not talking about live drawing, and I'm not talking about nudes, and I'm not talking about studies, and I'm not talking about work that you've done, I'm not talking about photography, well, kinda, but your own photography that you would include in your portfolio is different from what I'm talking about, and I think you all know what I'm talking about. Don't link out to your crazy freaky geeky site. If you've got a freaky geeky site, yes, awesome, I love you. I want to see your freaky geeky site some other time. But today, when we're talking about your career, I don't really want to know about your freaky geeky stuff, really, honestly, and neither does anybody else. An employer certainly doesn't want to know. And that leads me to Facebook and MySpace, and you can all infer where I'm going from that, so I'll just leave it. You know, your life is your life. Love your life, enjoy your life, celebrate your life. You don't have to advertise your life necessarily, or if you do, make sure that your life is here and your profession is here, if you can. I know that's very hard to separate for several people. I know it's hard for me. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen my Facebook page, but I'm up there talking about all kinds of crap all the time that has nothing to do with anything. So, I mean, just keep it in mind. When you put it out on the internet, it's out there forever. Employers, future employers, past employers, people you want to be associated with, people you don't want to be associated with, can all find it. So whether you want it there, whether you want it to be found out or not, it's out there if you put it out there. End of that sermon. How am I doing? 2.5. Awesome. Let's see. Email, websites, attitude. Last thing I'm going to go on and on about is your attitude. So everybody in this industry, especially in Austin, is super friendly, I found that everyone I've met, and I've been in the industry since 1994, personally, and I've been associated with the industry since 90. everybody in the industry that I've met from 1990 all the way to today has been welcoming. They want me to succeed. They want me to join in. They want me to have a good time. They want me to be in, right? And that continues to this very day. I want you to be in. I want you to get into this game industry that we all think is so awesome, and get in it and stay in it and make a career and pass it along, right? 1,000 points of light, pass it forward and all that crap. So, so attitude. Don't come walking into a company, to a relationship, to a game design meeting, to a anything, but mostly an interview, thinking like you own the place, thinking you're God's gift, thinking nobody can argue with you because you know everything there is to know, and all the rest of you are stupid. So, keep that in mind. Be gracious, be grateful. We work in an industry. We make games for a living, people. How awesome is this? We're not saving lives. We're not sending people to space. We're not even making real guns. We have the best jobs ever. So, keeping that in mind, was that my subtle notice?
Yeah.